This video is sponsored by NordVPN. This is the last chance to get 70% off a 3-year plan and an extra month for free. Go to nordvpn.com/allthingsdnd and use promo code allthingsdnd. It's never been more important than ever to protect yourself online. It's like traveling down the King's Road, constantly getting attacked by bandits that want to steal your identity, banking information, and browsing history. Protect your information. Get an ultra-fast connection, uninterrupted streaming, used on up to 6 devices. And the best part? It allows you to watch region-restricted shows and content. So binge all those shows that you've been missing out on. Now what you're here for. Our DM punished me for defending myself in a sham trial. Hi everyone, All Things D&D is back with another story. After hearing this one, you're going to be saying, "Objection!" Because this DM is one of the worst. Tell us about your bad DM experiences after listening to this. It was my second attempt at D&D after the first try ended terribly. I followed 2 of my party members and friends to join another group who was playing a homebrew campaign. We 3 were fairly new to D&D, so we asked them to be patient with us. The party consisted of my friends the Human Thief, Dwarf Ranger, and my Elf Bard. And the original members, a half-elf warrior, a homebrew catfolk barbarian, and a halfling warlock. The campaign was not so great. Myself and the other noob players were continually left behind, especially me, since I struggled a little with rolling and counting in my head for damage, or adding modifiers. I have dyscalculia. Now that I know how to DM a campaign, I can say that it was nothing major, campaign-breaking, or even frustrating. I merely took 1 second more than them to communicate my attacks or rolls. At a certain point, the DM introduced an NPC that joined the party and became nearly as powerful as a god. Eventually, we forced the NPC out of the party only because we all got angry. After that fiasco, it became quite clear that the warrior and the warlock were the main protagonists of the campaign. Every session, I remember the warlock and warrior would impose themselves into every situation, talking with all NPCs, proposing all the plans, and of course, they were the ones to solve whatever the problem was. The DM did nothing to stop them or try to help us get a word in edgewise. We quickly became more or less lackeys. Now, I wasn't doing anything else during the sessions. I wasn't playing with my phone or leaving the table. I listened to the DM, still wanting to propose ideas and provide input. But I had realized they wouldn't listen to me, or the other players, so we didn't bother. And we were never told to start talking or participate more. We played all year, until December came. I immediately notified my DM that I was going away for the holidays and would not be able to make it to a few sessions. I also clearly told him that I would have no problem with them continuing the campaign, if he would not kill my character, something my previous DM did when we skipped more than 1 session. I instead gave him a quick, realistic excuse for why I was absent. He stopped me right there, swearing and saying that he would never play so many sessions without a player, that they would wait for me even though I told them not to. We played twice a week, and I couldn't find it fair to stop the campaign for 4 sessions. He told me that he didn't even want to play during that time, because holidays. And it seemed like he was sincere. I called the thief over the holidays, and during our conversation, I asked him if they had played together. He told me no. Except that was a lie. I came back home to discover not only had they played during the holidays, but since they all had loads of extra free time, they played something like 8 sessions in the span of 2 weeks. When I asked why they would lie to me instead of simply telling me the truth, they said they didn't want to upset me, even though I made it perfectly clear that I was okay with them playing without me. But don't worry, the DM had found a perfect explanation for why my character wasn't there. He had gone back home for the anniversary of the death of his parents, to mourn them at the local temple and honor their memories like he did every year. But there's just one tiny issue with that. My character's parents, siblings, and girlfriend were waiting at my village, completely alive, happy, and well. I even had a cat at home. This shouldn't have been a surprise to any of them because I had told them in-game multiple times, and I had written it into my character's background. At first I thought it was a way to kick me out of the party, but my friends and the DM basically begged me to stay. For the next 4 or 5 sessions, things actually went well. We role-played well together, and it seemed like we were really a party. The only bad thing that happened was that the warrior had a really nasty fight with the DM and left. And then came the trial. During the 8 holiday sessions, the mostly evil characters, the thief, the ranger, the barbarian, and the warlock, found themselves with their moral compasses gone. They did everything they could do that would classify as evil. Killed loads of innocent NPCs, stole from literally everyone and everything, burned down an entire village during a fight. Classic murder hoboing. The DM decided then that he would rightly make them understand that actions have consequences. The 4 murder hobos and myself were arrested and brought to the king to face justice. The trial began, and we had to defend ourselves. Of course, since the party was 100% guilty, there was no believable way we could prove our innocence. We tried everything: bribery, corruption, diplomacy. I even tried to seduce one of the judges, something that actually made my character pretty uncomfortable because the judge was really, really old. But the reaction of the DM was priceless, and we all got a good laugh out of it. But between failed rolls and various other unlucky events, it seemed that nothing mattered, and we were going to be punished with death, or worse for what we did. Then I remembered that I did nothing. Every single criminal, murder hobo action happened during the holidays. I wasn't in those sessions. My character wasn't even with the party. He was off visiting his family. The DM finally retconned the reason for me not being with the party after an argument. So I told the king exactly that. I was asked to roll deception, but I objected. I wasn't lying. There was literally no proof that I was with them during the murder hoboing. My entire village was a witness to my innocence. How could I be in 2 places at one time? When I was asked why I was associated with those evil people, I cryingly told the judge that they were so kind to me. They were my friends, and surely they couldn't have been evil. They would have killed me otherwise, right? I tried to defend them as much as I could. The barbarian actually put up a solid chain of lies to help me, even rolling a nat 20, which was ignored. But the DM told me not to overdo it and to stop. So I did. I was declared not guilty, but the rest of the party was found guilty. They were forced to embark on a quest to slay a monster far away. I immediately offered to follow them on my own volition, since they were friends and I actually wanted to free them. That's when the DM told me I couldn't join them. I would have to create a new character if I wanted to stay with the party. He was very angry because I had defended myself in the trial and made a compelling enough argument that I had to be found innocent. He had a grand scheme that regardless of our defense during the trial, we would all be imprisoned, so we would be forced into going on the quest for the king. Remember that ignored nat 20 from the barbarian? So no matter what we did, we were guilty. Except he couldn't ignore the fact that it was his fault I wasn't with the party during those sessions. I proposed that if I couldn't join them voluntarily, we could act out a failed prison break, and I could be arrested and forced to join them. But he said that I had ruined the moment, and now he didn't want my character there anymore. Shocked, I asked him if he was really doing this. He turned to the table and announced that my character, while leaving the courthouse, lost his balance and tumbled down the large stone staircase, breaking his neck as he hit the ground. And to really be a jerk about it, he described how my character's face landed in a pile of steaming fresh horse poop. I immediately left the party, and the ranger left with me. I found out that 2 sessions later, the campaign ended, when the thief and barbarian left as well. I know, shocker. A jury of my peers has found this DM guilty of being the worst. Seriously, don't be like this DM. Please let us know what you think and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, All Things D&D. Our next video will be posted in 3 days, so stay tuned for more amazing Dungeons & Dragons content.